Greetings. Welcome to Growth Hacking Show, where we have founders, CEOs, CFOs, and thought leaders, serial entrepreneurs, and high performance coaches and consultants come and share their experiences, how they have grown your company and how they are growing their company right now. And plus, they share their top 3 missteps, what not to do, which can hurt your business, and give their top 3 success secrets, how they can grow their business, how you can grow from their success secrets, and also missteps to avoid, so you don't have to do those mistakes. You can learn from their mistakes, from my guest mistake. For that purpose, you have to set aside for next few minutes with us, and you will enjoy this experience, how you can improve your company bottom line. In case you don't know me, my name is Mohammed Siddique. I am the host of a Growth Hacking Show and the co-author of New Success Secrets, available on Amazon. In case you don't know, I am from Atlanta, Georgia, and for this purpose, on this episode, I go to Melbourne, Australia. I have a very special guest who is a CEO, founder, and CFO advisor, author and thought leader, and founder of CFO Accelerator. He is on a mission to convert CEOs, CFOs into an inspirational and financial leader, so that way because CFO is the main engine of the health of the company. If once the CFO becomes the true inspirational leader, guess what? In today's fast-paced, ever-changing marketplace, especially the financial world, company will grow, leaps and bounds. So without any further delay, please join me to give a warm welcome to James OBrien from Melbourne, Australia. James, welcome.
Thank you, Mohammed. It's great to be with you today.
Yeah. James, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who you were surrounded with that inspired you to get started on CFO Accelerator?
Yeah, no, thanks, Mohammed. That's a great question. Look, after spending 20 plus years as a commercial person and CFO, I realised that many people in those senior positions, in CFO positions, just weren't excelling, weren't performing at the best level, and mainly because they hadn't developed their human skills, the key skills that would be required for them to be truly successful in their roles. So I created and founded CFO Accelerator to provide a mechanism around coaching and mentoring, such that that CFOs across the globe could be performing at a much higher level than what they potentially would be. And as I said, very much focused on the human side, what we might call the soft skills, but also really important business skills that would make them more successful. Certainly not the key financial skills that we would expect most CFOs to have as a real grounding.
Wonderful. James, based on your experience of working with the CFOs around the globe, what are the top 3 missteps to avoid when it comes to working with the CFOs to grow their business?
Look, I think we as CFOs, it's a very intensive role, very busy, and there's always something happening every day, every minute. A lot of CFOs don't think strategically. They may be very focused on the financials and very focused on the operationals, which are key, which are very important in terms of the success of any business. However, they're not making time to invest in themselves and making those improvements that they might need to be making. Certainly, I often see that quite senior CFOs don't have a plan. And when I say a plan, it's both personally and professionally. So that is normally quite a big gap in people's opportunity. And probably one of the biggest things, and these all interact together, but one of the biggest things is they're not setting very clear goals for themselves. And again, that's both from a personal perspective, but also a professional perspective. There's some very recent research actually from Harvard that tracked people who set goals early on in their careers, whether they're straight out of tertiary education or straight out of university, versus sort of 10 years later. And it found that people that had set goals had increased their potential and their earning capacity quite significantly versus people that didn't set goals. So again, I talk to CFOs and other senior C-suite leaders every day, and it's amazing when I ask the question that do you have goals from a professional and from a personal point of view? Quite often the answer is no, and that's a big gap, and it's a big opportunity in terms of moving to a high performance for yourself, but also for your team. Of course, that goal setting needs to be translated to the team that potentially you manage as well.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, James, what are the top 3 success secrets of, quote unquote, successful, inspired, and true finance leader as CFO? Because that's helping. We want to see the top 3 success secrets, what they have after going through this CFO Accelerator.
Yeah, look, and I've already probably mentioned one just in that first point, but certainly thinking strategically. As a CFO, as a C-suite leader, you need to be thinking strategically. To think strategically, you have to take time out of the day-to-day. So it's about creating time and space for you to do that. And linked with that strategic piece is really making sure that you're open to new ideas, that you are reading, you are looking at what's happening in the business world, what's the best case studies of performance, and how you can learn and tap into those opportunities. I do find when I'm probably the second point is probably people. It's not uncommon for people to be focused on their career, which is fantastic. Everyone needs to be focused on their career and where they're going and I suppose the aspirations that they have. But I do find that people may be too focused on their career and their progress up the ladder, and actually not focused on doing just a good job. So your success and your possibility will only come from the focus on you doing a good job in the current place. It's not you thinking about your next role or your next opportunity. You have to perform in your current job. So focus on your current job. And probably the third secret is really around making sure that you balance your time outside of work. Be it family, friends. Make sure you have a passion that's other than work. Again, quite often I'm talking to CFOs who are very focused on their roles and their businesses and their organisations, that they're not focused on themselves. Whether that's looking after yourself from a health point of view, whether it's as I said, following a passion, whether it's making time and be present with family, friends, and others. But without that balance, you can't be performing at your highest level, and you certainly won't be successful in the long term. You might be successful in the short term, but we need to be thinking longer term in our lives and careers. It's not about the next year, it's about the next 10, 20 years, depending obviously on where you are on your career and your life.
Very well said, James. Running a business, even as a CFO, is a roller coaster. Sometimes it's going very well, and sometimes it's kind of very down.
Yes.
Up and down. So, as a founder of CFO Accelerator, I have a question for you. What keeps you going when you are in a down moment in your business?
Yeah, look, I'm very passionate about helping people achieve their aspirations, their dreams, and when I was sitting just with the CFO this morning, an hour ago, and I could see that he was very passionate about his role and his opportunity. So it's really about making sure that we can help as many people, as many CFOs as we can, take it to the next level. Of course, when you operate a business, you need to be very resilient. There's always times when things can be challenging. So I think certainly maintaining that balance aids that sort of resilience and being able to sort of take the knockbacks and take the challenges. They're always, that's part of running a business. It's nothing personal. It's just business. So you've got to focus on what's important, whether it be family, friends, other important people in your life. Focus on that as a real positive that's going to make you get through the hard times.
Yeah, thank you. So have your circle support team is surrounding you, so that way you can go through the hard times. So my next question, follow-up question is, at a CFO Accelerator, how are you growing your business right now?
Yeah, so we're certainly growing globally, across Asia Pacific. I think I mentioned earlier that I've spent some time in Singapore. So Singapore is a new market for us. Certainly North America. We're expanding our services and our offering in North America and also Europe. A lot of our new work is being done, of course, virtually. So there's tools that we use to assist people. Those tools can be delivered, of course, online and virtually. And then our coaching and support, we certainly have coaches in a number of locations throughout the globe, and certainly our clients are teamed up with a coach as close as possible to them. But of course, with technology, so much is done virtually and on a line these days. So that makes doing business a lot easier, and certainly our clients find it probably a lot easier to engage as well, because we're limiting downtime, we're limiting travel time. We just want to be able to provide people with the best level of support to achieve their career goals and their business success. And that's probably an important point. We're helping CFOs both from a career and a personal perspective, but we're also helping CFOs who are currently in a business who maybe need to focus their attention on stepping up into that role, making sure that they are focused on the things that are going to make a difference, the drivers for performance of their business, but also the drivers ultimately of value that comes from pulling the right levers. So focusing people's attention on that.
Wonderful, wonderful. The people at Growth Hacking Show community who are watching it right now, how they can support you?
Yeah, look, so I mean, certainly if there's any CFOs out there that want some support, both from a career and a business point of view, please take a look at our website at CFOaccelerator.com. The other thing that we are doing is just with our focus on learning and making sure that people have the right tools available to them. We're certainly about to launch a new online product that gives you access to some of the best learning tools that are available globally. So products like Get Abstract and LinkedIn Learning, and a couple of other tools that we're bundling together as an online learning offering, because a lot of our personal growth and our success comes from the priority that we put on learning, and certainly from a CFO perspective, the rate of change in business is just increasing, and the only way that we can future-proof our roles and our careers for the future is being a step ahead in terms of learning, and that's why we're making sure that we have the right tools available for our clients, and that's a really good first step to put a priority on learning. Again, often we talk to any senior person and they haven't put a priority on everyday continuous learning, and that's what this product is about.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. As we are about to wrap up, what would you say as a final word?
Oh, look, it's been great to join you on the show today from Melbourne, Mohammed. And I'm very disappointed with that the cricket score between Australia and India in Adelaide this week. So I'm looking forward to the next test for any cricket followers out there. I think the next test starts this week in Perth.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, James OBrien, for sharing your wisdom with us today on the behalf of Growth Hacking Show community and our entire team. We really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia, wishing you good luck, good sales. I do hope our path across again with another amazing guest. Until then, all best wishes.